Hello, we are looking at a series of games, one in particular. The series of games are the Five series by Ivan Sorensen of Nordic Weasel Games. And he's produced this series of games he calls the Five series. You have, as you can see here, the main one we're going to be looking at today is Five Parsecs From Home, which is a science fiction solo campaign war game where you create a crew and then you ply the space lanes for trading, for fighting, colonization, battles. Think Firefly. And it's designed as a solo game, but you can play with other people, but then it would be more cooperative. You're fighting together against the enemy. And the enemy, when you have battles and missions, the enemy are driven by an AI within the game itself. It's a very good system, it's a very good game, but Ivan Sorensen has done a series of these five series. Five Parsecs From Home is a science fiction one. I also purchased a game called 5 Men at Kursk, which is a World War II version, which is one that I was thinking of doing first. Because I have a lot of World War II miniatures and I'm really interested in the World War II period. There's also five leagues in the Borderlands, which is a fantasy version. I bought that, but luckily I didn't print it because I'm hearing that Modifius, who revamped and recreated the 5 Parsecs From Home, is revamping the fantasy one, the 5 leagues in the Borderlands. And I think I wasted a bit of money by getting the older version, but I'm really looking forward to what Modifius can actually do with that fantasy 5 leagues in the Borderlands, because like I say, I love the system. I'm really looking forward to running a campaign for you guys with this one. I also got, this is for the second edition, the previous edition to this, but it's Bug Hunt, 5 Parsecs Bug Hunt. Essentially, it is science fiction military action against aliens and bugs. The formatting is, again, like the previous editions of 5 Parsecs and like 5 Men at Kursk. The formatting is very simple, very basic, but it's easy to read, easy to follow, and you can actually bring characters from Bug Hunt into 5 Parsecs. So yeah, why didn't I do the World War II? Because this is what really took my fancy to begin with. Well, the reason is, after I bought these and printed these out and got them bound up, an expansion was released for 5 Parsecs From Home, this one, the Trailblazers Toolkit. And this kind of made me select the science fiction one to do first, because within the expansion there is an introductory campaign. So you have this introductory campaign where you have, I think, 4 or 5 campaign turns or 4 or 5 missions. And it takes you through step by step, so you don't have to learn all the rules to begin with. You're learning a little bit more every time. Until by the end of the introductory campaign, you know the rules in and out, you know everything you need to know, and you can carry on with the full campaign as per normal. So I think because this has just been released, I think it would be a good idea to highlight this product as I play my first campaign of 5 Parsecs. So that's why I chose to do the science fiction first. Now you may be wondering why I printed and bound these myself instead of buying the nice hardback or softback books. Well, it's quite simple really. I don't have the money. I'm located in Asia, and the shipping would kill me. I think for the 5 Parsecs, I think the hardcover or softcover, the actual printed book, I think was £25, and I think it was the same in shipping. It was another £20 or £25 for shipping. I can't afford that, so I got the PDF, which was about £15, and I got it printed and bound, and it's a lot. It cost a lot less than the book, without even considering the shipping. So that's why I tend to print the PDFs and then bind myself. So that's what I've done here. Also, a little bit of sacrilege. I did print the content in black and white, again to save a little bit of money. But the work done by Modiphius, it deserves being printed in color because it really is a gorgeous book. The art, the formatting is really, really nice. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to be doing a campaign for 5 Parsecs From Home. This part of the video, I'm going to actually create my crew. Now the reason I'm doing this first, obviously you have to do it first before you can do the campaign, but this will also let me figure out the miniatures that I need to hunt down or find and paint before we can start. Because your crew is very random in terms of their race, in terms of who they are, what they have. So you need to do this first, and then you need to make sure that you have the miniatures to run the campaign itself. So that's why I'm recording this first, a little bit in advance. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Now this does look like a thick rule book, and it is. It is about 190 pages. But don't let that put you off. The game is very, very simple. What you have on most of these pages are tables. For when you're rolling for random events, rolling for enemies, rolling for travel. There's a lot of table and rolling on tables for this. I like doing that. If you don't like rolling tables, this may not be the game for you. But I like that element of gaming ever since I played Dungeons and Dragons Red Box and Advanced Dungeons and Dragons first edition and RuneQuest first edition. Way back in those days, I used to love rolling on the tables. So that's what this game is. This game is very much table based in the rulebook. There's a lot of tables for us to roll on, but it's very simple to follow. Very, very simple to follow. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. The expansion has that introductory campaign. It also has some more tables, some name generation for ships, worlds, colonies, also for corporations. You may get patrons, some people who kind of give you quests. There's also some other miscellaneous bits and pieces like how to change the difficulty in the campaign, rules for player versus player. There is also information on how to vary the AI so that you can give it more variety, you can make it a little bit more realistic, a little bit more challenging. So there's actually quite a lot in the expansion, Trailblazers Toolkit. I think this was only, I think the PDF was £8, something like this. Well worth buying. And like I say, I love this game. So we're going to be starting a campaign for this, but today we're going to be creating the crew. Now in the PDF or in the book or on the website, you can actually get this. This is the crew log. This is where you'll be putting the details of your crew. So the crew name, your stash, your ship information, and here your crew information. The thing is, it's very, very small. It's fine when you're playing the game, but in terms of making a video and showing you guys what's going on, this is way, way, way too small. So I won't be using the actual log. I'll be transferring the details onto here later. Another thing is that there's no space here for background. Each of your crew members, you'll be rolling up their background to see who they are, where they're from, what's their motivations. There's no space on here for this. So what I've done is I've created like a worksheet where I can actually note down all this creation information. Including equipment, gadgets and weapons that we'll be starting with. And then what I'll do is I'll transfer the information from here onto the crew log for when we actually start playing the game. So yeah, look out for these games, highly recommended. Written by Ivan Sorensen of Nordic Weasel Games. Modiphius has done the revamp of 5 Parsecs, and they are about to do the revamp for 5 Leagues, the fantasy version of these rules. Highly, highly recommend. So let's get started. We are going to create our crew, and from here I can then figure out which miniatures I need to find in my collection and paint, or purchase and then paint. So when we're doing the character creation and the crew creation, we will be rolling on a lot of tables. We'll be using dice, we'll be using percentage dice or D10s. I have D10s here, one with units and one with 10s here. We'll also be needing some D6s for various rolls. So let's get started with this. Now, because of the camera zoom and everything else, I may not be able to show you the complete book as I'm doing this, but I'll try and show as much as I can. Okay. So what we're going to start with is how we're going to do it. So there's a number of methods, a few methods by which we can do this. We have first timer method for beginners, where we have a crew of 6 humans. There's a standard method where we have 6 crew, but you have these options to vary. So from the 6 crew, 3 are always human, 2 can be human or alien, and then 1 can be human or bot. So we can make choices. There's also a miniatures method where if you have a set of 6 miniatures that you really want to use, you can actually create your crew around the miniatures. But that doesn't allow you any randomness. Where's the fun in that? So then you have the random method where you basically roll for each crew member completely random on these tables here. So we see the race, on a 1 to 60 is human, 61 to 80 is alien, 81 to 90 is bot, 91 to 100 is a strange character. So if we roll an alien, we have to roll again to see which of the main alien races we are. If we roll strange character, we then roll on this table to find out which kind of unique character we have. And if we have a bot, well, bots are bots don't have much of a background, they're just kind of metallic. So we are going to roll using the random method. Why the hell not? Okay. Could end up with a crew completely alien. So what we're going to do for each of our crew, we're going to roll to find out what race they are. And then we're going to look in terms of, 1 second, their background, their motivation, their class, and we can then see their development before they became part of the crew, resources they start with, any skills or weaponry that they start with. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating our crew. Let me readjust the position here so that we can see what's going on. Yeah, we can't see all of the book. I do apologize. But I'll be narrating and explaining what's going on as we go. So for the method used, we are using random. Okay. Hope you can read my writing. So we're going to be using the random method, and we are going to roll to see which crew is which race. So at the top here, I've just put, just to keep track of the numbers, how many humans, how many bots, and how many aliens. And then here we will actually put down, there's 5 crew members here, and then over the page, there is our 6th crew member there. Okay. So we are going to roll for the first crew member. So we're rolling percentage, and we get 18. Now 18 is human, so we get 1 human to begin with. Next roll, we get 76. 76 is an alien. Next roll, we have 89. 89 is a bot. So I've got 1 of each so far. Don't have any strange characters yet. What do we get now? We get a 98, which is a strange character. So I just put here, strange character. Wasn't expecting to get one of those, okay. So then we have 46, which is another human. How many is that? 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 1 more, which is 61, which is another alien. Okay, so we only have 2 humans. Now this could be a problem in terms of me finding miniatures. But the strange character could be a human as well, just like a special, special type of human kind of thing, yeah? So let's have a look and see. We have 2 aliens, 2 humans, a bot, and a strange character. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do the first 2. We will have our humans. Then we will have our alien. I'll put the actual alien race inside the box. Alien. Then we have the bot. Don't actually have much to do here for the bot. And then over here, our last character, we will have the strange character. All right, so let's roll up the aliens first and see which alien race they are. This could be quite interesting. There are 6. Let me just bring the book back over here so we can see. There are 6 main alien races. There are a few other different ones, but those are not seen so much. So there are 6 main alien races that we could be: Engineer, Kerin, Soulless, Precursor, Feral, and Swift. That kind of gives a bit of information about what the hell they are as well. Their names kind of give away their secrets. So let's roll and see what aliens we have. So our first alien, our crew member number 3, we have 33, which is a Kerin. Kerin. I think these are the warriors, if I remember correctly. Yeah, these are the warriors. These guys here. Okay, they're the warlike aliens. So we have one of those. The second alien, we have 13, which is an engineer. So the engineers look like this. Slim humanoids with a fragile physique have an innate talent for interfacing with machinery, making them highly desirable crew. The Kerin, proud and warlike aliens with a penchant for brutality and a peculiar sense of honor. So we'll get these modifiers to their stats. We also have some special rules for them. So for the engineer, they get a +1 when repairing a damaged item, but they can have a maximum toughness of 4. With the Kerin, when brawling, they can roll 2 dice, picking the best one, and they must move to engage an enemy in brawling if they're within base movement speed. Okay, so they can be a little bit psycho. Okay, good. Now let's find out what our strange character is. Let us roll the dice. We get 45. 45 is a genetic uplift. No idea what the hell that is. Let's have a look. Genetic uplift. Okay, what the hell is that? Let's take a look. Move the book over so that we can all see. Genetic uplift. Okay. All manner of genetic adjustments are possible with the basic human template. This could, of course, be used to create literal superhumans. If you have the cash. This one had the... We've got a superhuman. Alright, so much better stats. All background roles that would result in additional credits are ignored. The crew receives 1 additional rival. So, I mean, apart from the much better starting stats, that's pretty much it. Okay. But he doesn't get any extra credits if we roll that up during his background and motivations. We get 1 additional rival. Okay, so rivals are like special enemies who can turn up and really screw around with you. Yeah, vendettas and stuff. Now I do have down here, don't know whether you can see down here. Let me just quickly check the cameras. Yeah, yes, you can see. So if you see down here, we do have, I've actually put here rivals and patrons. So we do have one rival to begin with. We have to roll up on the enemy tables to find out exactly who they are. It could be a gang, it could be a certain government official, it could be anybody. Your rivals. Your patrons are also, there's certain types. You can have private organizations, you can have corporations, you can have government, but these are like your backers. They can give you quests, they can provide you with help. So yeah, we need to keep track of all these as we're creating the crew. Again, I'm not going to do names. What I'll probably do is I'll go onto the internet. There's some random name generators on the internet that I'll probably use to create the names, because I'm no good at coming up with names myself. So alright, so this guy gives us one rival to begin with, and he can't get any extra money, but his stats are crazy high. Alright, so what else do we have? We have the Kerin and the engineer. I don't think there's any special rules for those in terms of things I need to make a note of. No. Okay, so we can start now actually rolling up the backgrounds and find out where these people come from. Yeah? And what they're going to start with. You're going to start with a certain amount of equipment, but then based on their roles for background and motivation and class, there are other things that you'll start the game with. Extra weapons, extra gadgets, extra money, etc., etc. There are also things such as rumors, which can help you find good quests. There are story points, which can help you in the campaign. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can actually find to start the game with. Now, let's get us started. We will look first at crew member number 1, who is human. Now, I would probably make a human the captain of the ship, the leader, just because I've probably got more human figures than alien figures. Most of my alien figures, in fact, most of my science fiction figures are military, kind of army based, so they may not be suitable for this. Yeah, I mean, this is if you think Firefly or Galaxy Quest kind of thing. Yeah? All right, we are going to look at our first background roll. So we're going to be looking at our first human crew member. First, we roll for background, which is this table here. Then, I wish I could show more. Then we will be rolling for motivation, why they're doing this, and then we have our class. What was their career, their job before they joined the crew? And then after that, we'll be looking at all the equipment that they start with. So we're going to start with backgrounds. I think what I'll probably do to minimize page turning is I'll do the backgrounds for all of them, except the bot. The bot doesn't have a background. So I don't have to keep turning the page backwards and forwards. And then we'll do the motivations all together, and then we'll do the classes all together. So yeah, bots don't start with any of the roles on the character creation, but they do have some special rules here. Okay, and they have their own stats. All right, so let's get started with the background roles. Now again, this is going to be a percentile roll. And again, I'll do the names another time. So for the first human, the background is 59. So 59 is, oh God, why is it so big? Subjugated colony on alien world. Is that going to fit in the box? Subjugated colony on alien world. Okay, now that gives him +1 gadget. I'll just write that next to here. +1 gadget. I will also put down here +1. So we get an extra roll on the gadget table. All right, next we have the second human. Their background is 83, comfortable mega city class. Comfortable mega city class makes me think of Judge Dredd. Okay, and they start off with +D6 credits. So we roll, typical. They start off with +1 credit. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but credits, when you talk about 1 credit or 2 credit, it's actually worth a lot of money. When you start the game, you start with a spaceship and you're in debt. You've got to pay back this debt before the starship is yours. And the debt is like 20 or 30 credits. So that's kind of the value of credits. They're not little amounts of money. But I wish I rolled higher than a 1. But I roll a lot of 1s. All right, next we have our Kerin the Alien. His background is 81. Same, comfortable megacity class. Comfortable mega city class. Right, let's see if we get more money out of this guy. Yay, we got a 6. So plus 6 credits. All right, now we have the engineer, the alien engineer, and he's 26. 26 military outpost. Military outpost. All right, and for that he gets +1 to his reactions. It's one of his stats. And that's it. Okay, the bot has no background information. So now we go to our strange character, our genetic uplift, our superhuman guy who has really good stats. His background is 41. 40, oh God, typical. Let me just check. He's got wealthy merchant family. Okay, all background roles that would result in additional credits are ignored. So I think we ignore that role and we roll again. Okay. We get 32. 32 is Drifter. So he's a drifter, kind of like a Rambo. Rambo First Blood. And he starts with +1 gear. So again, we're going to get another roll on the table in addition to what we start with. Okay, now that's all the backgrounds. So we have subjugated colony on alien world, comfortable megacity class ×2, military outpost, zip, and a drifter. Okay, so now we want to look at the motivations. Now the motivations are the reasons why they are part of the crew, why they are doing what they're doing. Why did they leave their comfortable megacity class? Yeah. So let me just rearrange so that you can see this. Okay. Let me just check the cameras to see whether it's all still in focus. It seems to be. Okay. So now for the motivation roll, same thing. We roll on the table and we see the effects. So we'll start with our first human. His motivation is 71. 71 romance. Oh God, who did he fall in love with? So romance, he gets a rumor and a story point. These are quite useful in the game. So again, we are going to put those down over here. So we're starting off with a rumor and a story point. And he's in love with somebody. Is it one of the crew? We shall have to find out. So now the other human, 87. 87 is power. This guy is looking for power. So maybe this is the leader. He starts with +2 experience and +1. Oh God, we're starting off with 2 rivals. Another rival. Oh dear. This could be... It could be dangerous. Never mind. It's all part of the story. These games are all about the stories and narrative campaign. All right, the next one, the alien, Kerin, the Kerin Alien. We get a 94, which is order. So this guy's all about order. I think they're honor. They have a strange sense of honor as well, don't they? Honor and order. Okay. So he gives us a a patron, a backer, and another story point. Okay, so another story point, and now we have a patron as well as 2 rivals. Who's next? We have the engineer alien, and he gets a 96. 96 is freedom. He wants freedom. He was in the military before by the looks of it, so he's looking for freedom. So he gets +2 experience. He starts off a little bit more experienced. With experience, they'll get access to more skills, more equipment, and they'll get better. The bot gets nothing, so we have 1 more motivation, and that's for our genetic uplift, superhero. What's his motivation? 33. Adventure. Yeah, again, that seems to fit. Adventure. Oh, it's credits again. Hang on. Can I take that? Can I take that? All background roles that would result in additional credits are ignored. Background. This is motivation, not background. Okay, so we have to keep. Okay, so we keep this. So his motivation is adventure. He gets D6 credits. So we roll the D6. We get a 2 plus 2 credits, and we get +1 low tech weapons. So we get +1 low tech weapon. So we'll be adding an extra roll onto the weapons chart. Okay, so that's all the motivations. Now we have to look at the classes. What were these guys before they joined the crew? What were they doing before they joined the crew? So let me just arrange the books again so we can see what's going on. I think that should be in shot. Yeah, pretty damn close. Right. So now we have the class. We have to see what they were doing before. What's their history? Okay, so class for the first human, the guy who's in love. 24, he was a mercenary. Okay, so mercenary, he gets +1 to his combat score. Sorry, my pencil's not very sharp. And we get +1 military weapon. So again, I'm just going to make a note over here. +1 military. Military weapons are obviously better than low-tech weapons. Okay, that's his class. He was a mercenary before. Number 2, our human who's looking for power. He was 35. 35, primitive. How's that going to work with comfortable megacity class? I don't think that's going to fit. Primitive. Primitive. I don't think that's going to work. There's no way that can work with comfortable megacity class. I'm going to roll again. We get 81, which is bounty hunter. So this guy used to be a bounty hunter. And he gets +1 to his speed ability, +1 rumor, and +1 low tech weapon. Okay, so we get another rumor, and another low tech weapon. He might actually be the better captain. All right. Let us see, because one of the aliens may prove still to be a better captain than those guys. All right, so the Kerin, the warrior, he was 42. Negotiator, doesn't really make much sense, but okay. Negotiator. He starts off with a patron, another patron, and another story point. Stocking up on the story points, aren't we? Okay, so +1 patron. That's 2 patrons we got now, and another story point. Okay, cool. Now we have the alien engineer. 43. Another negotiator. What the hell? Again, +1 patron. +1. Oops, story point. +1 patrons. So now we've got 3 patrons and 4 story points. Would have liked a bit more weapons and gear rather than patrons. Okay. And then the bot gets nothing. So the last class role is our superhero guy. Our genetic uplift, and he was 76. 76 is a troubleshooter. Again, kind of makes sense. Troubleshooter. That gives him +1 to his reactions. And +1 low tech weapon. So we get 3 low tech weapons. Okay. I think for the allocation of weapons and equipment, again, I'll do that later and then add to the sheet before we start the first game. So today I'll just create what equipment and gadgets and weapons that we actually have to start with, but I'll actually allocate them to the guys after the video once I'm actually searching for the miniatures. All right, that's all of those guys done. Okay, now we come to the equipment. So a starting crew gets 3 rolls on the military weapon table, which is this one here. Decent weapons. For each crew member who rolled at least 1 savvy increase, you may take one of these rolls on high tech. No, I didn't get any savvy increases. 3 rolls on the low tech. Well, I actually have another 3, if I remember correctly. Let me just quickly check. Here we get another 3, so we'll be rolling 6 times on the low tech weapons table. 1 roll on gear, we get +1, that was gear, let me just write gear here. And then 1 on the gadgets. So we're rolling 2 times on gear and 2 times on gadgets. And then we get 1 credit per crew member, +1 for each crew member recruited once the game has started. Okay, so starting, we get 6 credits, +1 +6. So we start off with 13. So we start off with 13 credits. All right, so 3 rolls on the military weapon table. So this is the table here, 3 rolls. We get 05, which is a military rifle. That's 1. Second roll, we get 22, which is another military rifle. So we get 2 of those. Third, we get 29, which is an infantry laser. Right, so that's the 3 rolls here. And now we've got 6 rolls on the low tech table. Low tech weapons, we've got 6 rolls here. So we get 80, which is a hunting rifle. Then 91, which is a blade. A sword, I suppose. Next, we get 83, which is another blade. So we've got 2 blades. Then we get 2, which is a handgun. And is that 1, 2, 3, 4? 2 more. We get 30, which is a scrap pistol. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, last roll. 80, which is a hunting rifle, another hunting rifle. So we've got 2 of those. Ah, but I also noticed here I've got another roll on the military table as well. So I get another roll on the military table. So let's do that, which is 23, which is another military rifle. So you've actually got 3 military rifles, an infantry laser, 2 hunting rifles, 2 blades, a handgun, and a scrap pistol. Okay. Nothing special. No real sort of specialist weapons or heavy weapons or anything like that, but a decent selection, I suppose. I don't know yet. I have to look it up. So those are the weapons. Now we have to look at gear and gadgets. So again, let me just move the book so that we can see. Right, so this is the gear table, this is the gadget table. So we've got an additional roll here. So we start with 1 plus 1. So I'm going to be rolling twice for gear. The first roll is 17 booster pills. Must be some kind of drugs. And then the second roll, I get a 16. Same thing, what the hell? So we've got 2 booster pills. Alright, then for the gadgets, again we get 2 rolls on here. Oops, sorry. 95. Stim pack, more bloody drugs. Stim pack and 88 stabilizer. Might be for a weapon to reduce recoil on a weapon, possibly. Okay, that's all done. Now we come to the ship. So let me just move this out of the way for a second. Okay, so for the ship, we have to roll up here to tell us what type of ship we start the game with and how much debt we're in before we can actually own the ship. If we don't pay it back, we get in trouble. These are the hull points. During the campaign, during some of the campaign turns, we may have travel events which may actually damage our hull. And then some of the types of ship actually have some special traits. Where the fuel costs less, the fuel costs more. Armoured means you take less damage in combat, stuff like that. So let's roll on here and see what type of ship we start the game with. So again, let's just rearrange the stuff. Okay, can you guys see okay? Right. So our ship type, again, percentage dice, we get a 99, which is a retired military patrol ship. Oh, sweet. Retired military patrol ship. Nice. It has armored. Use the American spelling, why the hell not? Debt. Oh, hang on, it starts off with 40 hull points. Takes less damage and in combat. And the debt, oh, the debt's, jeez, D6 plus 35 is the highest? It's the highest. What are we doing? D6, not percentage. D6, okay, and we get a 1. Okay, one of the times I'm grateful for a 1. So we're in debt 36 credits, but we've got one hell of a ship. Now, let's go to the expansion, the Trailblazers Toolkit, because we do have a name generator for the ship. So we have part 1 and part 2. So we roll first, we roll second. So the first part of our name. Let's bring the document up here. Okay, the name of our ship is the 12. Dependable. Dependable 31. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, what the hell, man? Dependable Rabbit. A Dependable Rabbit. That's our name, the ship. Dependable Rabbit. What the hell? Dependable Rabbit. Okay. Dependable Rabbit. Jesus Christ. Okay. I mean, while we're here, we can also, what the hell, we can randomly generate the name of the planet we're starting on and everything. So our starting planet We are starting on, so we've got a roll percentage, you get the name, and then we roll d6 to find out which number. It is the 93. It is the Maude. M-A-U-D-E. So Maude system, and it is the 6th planet. That's the starting planet, and the colony where we begin the game on this planet. So our starting colony where we start the game on Maude 6 is 47 parks. Uh, 32 Parks Point. This is all going to give me some information in terms of terrain that I need to build, models I need to paint up and everything else. Okay, sweet. So I'm currently on the planet Maude 6 at the colony called Parks Point. Okay, nice. Patrons I can do later, rivals I can do later. Okay, I mean that's basically the crew done. I'm thinking that I will probably make my crew member number 2, this human, I might make him the leader because he's after power. He was previously a bounty hunter, so that gives a better impression in terms of who the leader is. Romance, mercenary, order, negotiator, freedom, negotiator. Don't really want this guy, do we? The genetic uplift, the Captain America style of guy. No. So we've got plenty of drugs. Weapons are okay, I suppose. We've got a decent ship. The dependable rabbit. I mean, if it's like the rabbit in Monty Python Holy Grail. The rabbit. Yeah, okay, we've got 2 rivals. I mean, I can roll up the rivals. I suppose I can roll up the patrons and the rivals. Oh, there's also something else which I haven't done. It's optional. This part's actually optional. You have this flavor details where you can roll on this table to find out how the crew met, and then how the crew is characterized. This is optional. I don't know whether I want to do that. Should I do that? I mean, I'll just make a note at the bottom here, and if I want to use it, then I'll use it. If I don't want to use it, then... So how did we meet? We met 78. Mutual protection. In a hostile universe. Reputation, maybe? I'll put this down as reputation. It's not reputation. Reputation. It's how we are looked at, how we are viewed, best characterized as. And we got a 67 somewhat honorable bandits. Yeah, I mean, it could work. We'll see as I transfer all this and fill out all the details whether I actually want to use this or not. But it could help to create the backstory of the crew. So, okay, let's take a look at the rivals and patrons and see whether I can actually roll those up. Now, let me just give me 1 second. Not here. Okay, starting patrons and rivals. If you begin the game knowing a patron, they're always local to the world on which you begin the campaign. I mean, I'm assuming that you can start with more than one. Okay. Oh, the leader gets 1 luck point as well. Okay, I'll give that out later. I think I'm going to make the second guy, so I'll give him +1 luck. He's the leader, this guy here. Okay. Now we are. So these patrons are going to be on this world. Okay. And the rivals are rolled up on the unknown rivals table in the battle chapter. Alright, so for more information on rivals and patrons, see page 77 and 94. Okay, let me just make a quick note because I might forget, I'm getting old. So this is on page 77, this is on page 94. Okay. Right, let's have a look. 77. 77, rivals and patrons. As you play the campaign, opponents you fight will often hold a grudge for interfering with their plans. This turns them into a rival. Once they've been established, they will launch attacks on you in an attempt to get revenge, blah blah blah. You have to decide whether to try and track them down or whether to flee the planet. How many rivals have I got? 2. Patrons. Space is big, there's always someone who needs something to be done. While many missions represent the favour of the locals and you return for a few credits and a hot meal, an employee with more demanding mission and better pay is known as a patron. They could be local government. Okay. So how do we do the patrons? How do we roll up? How do we roll up to find out the type of patrons that we have? Okay, so here, page 83, patrons. So I roll a d10 and it tells me the type of patron. Now I've got 3 patrons, so I'm rolling a d10. First one is 8, private organisation. Okay. I can give these guys a name a little bit later. We got a 5. A 5 is sector government. So again, that'll be the sector that I'm currently in. And 3, local government. Okay. So I got my feelers out in the local government, so they can tell me what to do. Okay, for the rivals, 94. So I mean about all the tables, it's easy enough. It's easy enough to follow through. All right, so rivals I have 2. So for rivals, we have to roll here, which tells me the type, whether they're criminal elements, hired muscle, or just interested parties. So I have to roll for both. And then I need to roll on the specific table. So this is criminal elements. I need to roll here for whatever. All right, so we have we've got 2 rivals. The first is percentage. The first is 65. 65 is hired muscle. So we got a hired muscle, and the second one is 69. And they're both hired muscle. So now we'll go to the hired muscle table, which is here, to find out exactly who's got a problem with me. I'm not sure if some of these will actually... Oh, they might do. Okay, so now we've got to roll on here and find out the type of our rival. So our first roll is 20. Enforcers. While the term usually refers to unity law enforcement, in fringe space it tends to mean any organised troops keeping the peace. So even though I've got patrons in the government, I've got rivals in the cops. The police. I've got problems with the police. Alright, So we got enforcers, cops. That's one of my rivals, one of my enemies. Second roll, we got 69. Corporate security. The corporations pay better than the Unity Armed Forces plus great intelligence. Alright, so corporate security is the second one. And my other rivals. Okay, I think we are done for the moment. I will go hunting for miniatures. I also need to have a read for the first one, maybe 2 battles for the introductory campaign to make sure that I have the right terrain, also the right miniatures for the enemies, for the game controlled enemies. I've got to check for those miniatures as well. I will confirm the choice of leader, I will give names, I will assign the equipment and the weapons to my crew members, and then we will start the campaign. I'm really looking forward to this. This is a game that I've been wanting to try for a little while since I bought it. Like I said, I bought them, when did I buy these? A month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. So yeah, I've been dying to start this, so I thought I'd do a little series on the YouTube, showing a starting campaign. And like I say, now that the expansion is out with that introductory campaign, I'll use that to start with. I think I'll probably do maybe a 10-turn campaign. If the videos prove to be popular enough, I might do more. But there's other games I want to try. Like for example, 5 Minute Curse, which is the World War II version of this, where you create a squad of soldiers in World War II, and then again you have these random roles for missions and campaign effects and random support every game and things like that. So I'd also like to do this. So I don't want to spend like a year doing this, like a 50-turn campaign. I don't want to spend too long doing it. I can always come back and do another campaign, create another crew and do another campaign for this. But again, these guys at Modiphius, they did a wonderful job of revamping this and reimagining 5 Parsecs and the books and everything. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do with the fantasy one. I also bought at the same time a game, I think it's called Rangers of Shadow Deep or something, which is another fantasy kind of campaign game, solo. So we'll see how it goes. So here is my crew. I have 6 members. I've got 2 humans, 1 bot and 2 aliens, and I have 1 special character, like a Captain America kind of character, who's just superhuman, a little bit superhuman. Alright, so thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope it was interesting, and I hope you can see the first steps of getting into 5 Parsecs From Home. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really want to grow this channel and get enough subscribers and likes and views that I can actually take this YouTube channel a step further, so I can actually make more stuff for you. So guys, stay safe, be well, enjoy yourselves, and please like and subscribe to the video and to my channel, and I will see you in the next video where we will take our crew on their first mission. Thank you guys, take care, bye bye.